This will be the third week in a row that I've said that Alabama has played its best defensive game of the year, and that is a fantastic sign for Alabama football fans. That means that they are getting better. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Brian Glaze. I'm a college football analyst on YouTube, and I love breaking down the details and explaining why things happen and giving that information to you. So if that sounds like something you would like, please subscribe to the channel and look forward to more content. So my question after that opening statement is, are we giving Pete Golden credit this time, or are we still on the hate train? And you got to be a little cheeky here because Alabama fans are just very quick to be very critical. And these things take time. Having this process or perfection or having a really excellent defense or a team overall is not just something you can roll out of bed with because you recruited 5-star players. And I think we're just seeing that more and more, even with a year that's exacerbating mistakes like a COVID-19 shortened season. So out of all the games, this was by far Alabama's best game tackling people in the open field. And it's a refreshing sight to see for anyone who loves college football in general, in my opinion. And I'm going to highlight a few examples of this in the video. But before we get that, first, I want you to subscribe to the channel and click on the notifications bell so you can see every video that comes when it comes. Join the Discord where we have great conversations about college football, just jokes, whatever you want to do. And if you really want to support this channel, when you're watching this video, watch the whole video. And then in the same viewing session, or basically right after, watch another video on the channel in its entirety. And that will signal to YouTube that you like this channel and that they'll feed you more of my content. And it will also show them that the overall audience of college football likes this channel, or they might, and they'll start showing it to more people. And that's just a little technical YouTube nerdy algorithm stuff for you to consider. With that said, I'm going to break down some of these plays. So the first one I'm going to show you is from the fourth quarter, and it's 13 minutes and 47 seconds left in the game. Alabama is running a 3-2-6 defense. You're going to hear me say that a lot today, which is basically a dime defense with 3 DBs. Alabama ran a lot of 3 corners and 3 safeties, and they're doing that versus an 11 personnel offense. This is interesting, which is 1 running back and 1 tight end, basically 3 wide receivers. But Mississippi State was running a 4 wide set out of that 11 personnel. They dropped back into an 8-man zone here, and they were going for full coverage here. Alabama was. They were rushing 3 and doing 8-man coverage, and they would get away with this. The only space this zone isn't covering is the flats to the left and right. You're going to hear me say that a lot in this video. The quarterback, Will Rogers, has nowhere to go downfield, so he just dumps off to the back in front of him on 1 yard past the line of scrimmage. Dylan Moses is coming up immediately as the ball is in the air. He comes up, squares up, and wraps up the running back. The running back almost spins out of the contact, but Moses was able to wrap his left leg and bring him down for a gain of 2. I would have liked Moses to have run through him for the wrap-up rather than break down and then lunge, but it was an effective tackle here. Not to mention that the other defenders came to pursue as well, and this was just overall good stuff by Dylan Moses tackling. And you're going to hear me say that the Alabama defense did a great job tackling today. So, actually, just a fun question. If you watched the game, who had the best tackle of the day on the Alabama defense? I know it's a weird question. I might be the only person who would think about asking that, but I want to see what you guys have to say. So, we're going to go to the next play. It's in the first quarter as well. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first quarter. Alabama is again playing a 3-2-6 dime defense, although they have Christian Harris line up in a right outside linebacker type of position to give a bit of a different look to the offense. The 3-2-6 look in this game consistently had 3 corners and 3 safeties. We saw a lot of Brian Branch, the freshman safety, in this game. And Mississippi State once again was an 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end, and it was a 4 wide set out of that 11 personnel. Alabama only rushed 3 and dropped 8 into coverage. The only weakness is the left and right flat again. And KJ Costello, who was in the game for a little while for Mississippi State before they switched to Will Rogers, wisely dumps this pass off to his running back in the right flat. This ends up being only a gain of 7. And keyword here, only a gain of 7. The defense came up to the underneath throw to make a tackle. Brian Branch and Jordan Battle pursued the throw immediately. Battle comes up quickly, breaks down in his pursuit to set up his angle well, and then wraps up the running back Dylan Johnson as he heads toward the sideline. He carries him straight to the ground. He didn't try to lay a hard hit with the shoulder or throw himself into the running back. He wrapped up and took him to the ground, and that's really good stuff, and that's exactly what you need to do when you're playing sound technical football. And Alabama did that quite a bit. So another fun question for everybody is, how long do you think it will take for Mike Leach to be consistently successful in the SEC? I want to know if you have thoughts on that. Now I'm going to show you another play. And they said it's going to sound like a broken record, but I think it's important to show you why consistency is important. First quarter, once again, it's the 8-minute, 31-second mark. Mississippi State is with the same personnel as the previous 2 plays. Alabama's playing the same defensive formation as well, except Christian Harris is playing a bit of a left outside linebacker position this time. Alabama plays an 8-man drop zone again. Costello once again does the smart thing by taking his check down. If you don't take the check down against the 8-man zone and you're throwing the ball up the field, you're probably making a really bad decision. So the fact that Costello kept taking the check down, that's actually a smart thing. They just didn't get a lot of effectiveness from it, and I'm explaining why. The tight end, number 25, over the middle, catches the pass, and he turns upfield. Already, Dylan Moses, Brian Branch, and Jordan Battle are coming forward for the tackle. They must be competing for who can get the tackle first because they were all running. And Branch is a bit smaller, so he went for the low chop tackle here. So this was probably my least favorite tackle out of them, but it was effective. It's not ideal for safety reasons, for one, but it's effective in bringing the runner down in this situation. So at least he turned his head away when he did this from the contact, and he didn't go directly for the knee, so he protected himself and the tight end here. And the tight end had no choice but to fall over him for only a 2-yard gain. So this was good pursuit by the defense overall and a good job of just having a productive tackle and stopping him, although I would have liked to see him wrap up. So that's really, really good stuff. A question about Brian Branch here is that actually, did you notice the work that he did in this game? He played a lot. And he had some really good reps, in my opinion. Did you notice his play, or is you seeing him here kind of your first notice of him? Now, the next play I'm showing you is, once again, from the first quarter. So they set the tone in this first quarter. And it's 4 minutes and 59-second mark here. I don't think I have to say the formations anymore because it was the same. Mike Leach's offense is pretty consistent. So Alabama kept the defensive game plan simple and consistent as well. Alabama drops 8 into zone. The 3 men on the line get some pressure on Costello, and he is forced to check down to the running back marks in the right flat. Look at Christian Harris come up immediately on the pass and break down well because the running back has already had time to catch, turn around, and start making moves. This is the proper use of breaking down when you're coming up to tackle someone. The running back tries to force him out of position, but Christian Harris stays his ground and follows Mark. He wraps him up and brings him to the ground as the rest of the defenders close in as well. This is a great tackle in my opinion. Another stop for a 2 to 3 yard gain instead of a broken tackle leading to a first down run. And this is how you play good defense, folks, because Alabama was able to stop Mississippi State from getting a lot of yards on first and second down, putting Mississippi State in 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 5, and then they would have to get those conversions. And on those third downs, they didn't. Alabama really held Mississippi State to a very, very bad third down conversion rate, worse than Tennessee, I believe, and they actually did a really good job against Tennessee. It was 25%. So it's impressive. And then the last play that I'm showing you from this game, at least about this particular topic, is from the second quarter and the 8-minute 59-second mark. It's the same song and dance here on the formations. The only difference here is that Alabama is playing man defense out of the 3-2-6, and they blitz Christian Harris from the inside linebacker position. In man coverage, that leads to running back assignment to Dylan Moses. The 4-man rush pushes the pocket and forces Costello to dump the ball off to his check down, Dylan Johnson. Moses closes in as the ball is thrown, and I like a subtle thing he did here. Big plays can happen when you let the ball carrier get to the outside and run in a straight line downfield. When Moses breaks down for a tackle as he arrives, he stands on the outside hip of the running back to force him inside. More defenders are pursuing from the inside, so even if he misses this tackle, there are more chances for a stop. Good job here. The good news is that Moses gets there with the wrap-up tackle, and although he can't get him fully, he is able to wrap up the leg once again. A slower linebacker doesn't grab him at all probably, and Moses gets both legs wrapped up and drops him for a loss on the play. And good tackles are always satisfying to see, and I'm pretty sure for the player to feel and to actually accomplish. And once again, as I said, these Alabama players were doing this consistently throughout the game, and when you consistently just stop players from getting any yak yards or run out the catch, I think not only demoralize the offense, but you put yourself in a position to be more successful on third down. And I think that's one of the reasons why you saw Alabama have its best defensive performance of the year. Even though Mississippi State isn't an amazing team, they're not great at all. The fact that they were able to do this is good signs, is good habits. And to the question is, will Alabama do this against more teams, the better teams as they get on and on throughout the year? So the Alabama defense was plagued by bad tackles to start the season. And most likely that was due to rust because of COVID, a few other things. So seeing the defense play their best game 3 weeks in a row, punctuated by solid tackling, is a great sign for them, to be honest. I'm interested to see how this plays out for the rest of the season. Alabama has a bye week this week, so they have a chance to get healthier, and that should only help them moving forward. And my question for you would be, what do you think happens after viewing this game? Has your mind changed about the defense? Do you want to see more? Where are you guys in this process? So if you enjoyed this video, check out the video here to the left. It's what the YouTube algorithm recommends that you watch based upon your viewer habits. So it definitely will be a video that you would like. They're usually right. The algorithm is pretty good. And if you check out the video to the right, it's the last video that I made, and I'm pretty sure you'll like that one too. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.